Hello my fragrance lovers and my good smelling companions. Dominic here for Fragrance Reviews, and today we are going to be reviewing by Giorgio Armani Acqua Di Gio Profumo. This, guys, is a beautiful, wonderful scent. I think it's probably one of the best that Armani has come out with in their whole range. I've tested various ones. I mean, I don't have all of them by any means, but not just because of the hype that's around it, but also because it's a genuinely amazing perfume. And this time I have actually opened it up and tested it before reviewing. And sure enough, as one of my subscribers pointed out, it is a cologne with brilliant longevity. So it lasts a long time on your skin. The projection is good. There's very little to complain about it. So let's break it down. Let's see what this has to offer. Let's see what's going. Let's see whether it's something that you should buy and add to your arsenal of colognes. So let's start off with the presentation as usual. We've got a nice black, smooth black box with the kind of silvery, sort of a nice little contrast going on there. The silver letters kind of pop out a bit there. On the back you'll have your batch code, basically. On the back of the box, then they will give the ingredients. They didn't give the notes necessarily on the back of this, but now there's a lot of interesting things about this one. You know the other one, Acqua Di Gio, I think Home or something like that, Home. That's that other one. It's kind of a clear bottle. It's kind of a whitish glass, and that one. That came out a long time ago and it's still popular, all the way back in 1969, December. And this is in 2015, and they've kind of kept the old one as far as the build up, the ingredients goes. The notes that they've basically added to this one is the incense and the patchouli. So the patchouli and incense are added to Acqua Di Gio Profumo. Okay. And a lot of people like the addition, and you know, it's a nice thing to keep one perfume and then just do another one if you're going to add something, rather than change that other one and then make everybody buy, you know, this new one. It's a nice thing that they do with perfumes. I think they call it flanker, that kind of thing. So this is kind of a flanker that came 20 years pretty much after the last one came out. So I must say I did like the colour of the other one, although there's something kind of manly about the black and silver going on here. So also an interesting thing about this one is that it's a 40 ml bottle. The one I have here, I haven't really come across, well, I haven't really owned 40 ml bottles before, so it's quite interesting. But it looks quite elegant. Looks quite a nice size. Now, believe it or not, that's glass, but you can actually see through the glass. Although you probably can't notice that on the camera here, but this glass is actually see-through, although it is blackened, it is dark. But I can see clearly the liquid level from the back of the bottle and the front of the bottle. So that's kind of nice that the glass is actually, you can see through a little bit. It's not entirely shutting out all visibility of the inside. Okay, so the top on this one, so they got a nice, it's quite nice. The rounded thing here is what I do like with this bottle design. I like how this is round. This is a nice big enough print. Says it right there. Now the other one they had, for example, stronger with you intensely. The letters on the bottle were really a bit kind of skinny, a bit thin. This is kind of a nice font, if you like. So I do like that. I think this one tops the other ones that the other one they have, the stronger with you versions. And then they have the nice kind of silver kind of band here, and then the top. Okay. Yeah, it's not an awful lot to see, and they do have the batch code on the bottom stamped in there. Yeah, I mean, they've got a sticker. Okay, well, I can live with that. That's okay. On the back there's nothing, it's just smooth. Yep, let's take the top off. Yeah, it's not too bad, it's not magnetic or anything too fancy. It clips on there. There is a little clip to it, so it fits on comfortably. On and off, it's quite a simple process with this one. Now, atomizer looks fairly ordinary. Not an awful lot going on there. So I'm going to basically give this a few extra sprays. These sort of aromas are already in the air at the moment. I mean, I have some here already, but I'll give you a little I'll give you a little look at how this sprays and etc. It's a nice atomizer there. Wow, that is really, really nice. Yeah, I just love, you see, when you buy perfumes, you've got to make the decision really. Am I doing this kind of more for the attention that other people give me? Am I doing this because I just really like the fragrance? I like having it around me as well, and I can put up with the fact that some people might not get it or might not like it as much as I do, might not notice it that easily, but trust me, this one is noticeable. It's a good, punchy, beefy cologne. It's brilliant, absolutely lovely. It kind of symbolises the sea waves splashing against black rocks. That's kind of the emotion that they're trying to evoke, if you can call it that, or the theme. Yeah. I'm sniffing that, and I'm getting lots of stuff. I'm getting like yeah, sort of something a little tropical maybe. I mean, these are of course Italian releases, so Italian is quite a hot country as well, so you can be expecting to have a little bit of an exotic feel to them, you know. Well, from my perspective, I'm kind of yeah, British Isles kind of. So yeah, no, that's absolutely lovely. It's kind of you've got this you've got the theme going of the kind of sun, waves, kind of manliness, freedom, but definitely just manly as well, but very sort of something that can be used for younger people, for people that are like you know, teens up even, you know, I'd say like 18 plus, and you could still wear absolutely no problem 40s, 50s. So that is quite amazing how it's kind of one of the, for all gentlemen, for all ages really. It's I think that it's best for let's say, you know, 28, 27 to 30 to 40, you know, to 30s is kind of a good sort of age group, I think, for this thing. I mean, it's really not it's very unapologetic. It really hits you. It's really it's a bit in your face. It's just out there. It's not apologetic. You know, it's a brilliant, bold enough cologne, and the guy who's wearing it, it's like he knows what he's about, what he wants. He's in control of his life. So I'm going to read out some of those notes we have. So it's the top notes. They've got the bergamot. They've got the elemi oil, if I've spelled that right, or emily oil, if I've pronounced it, sorry. And then they've got ginger for your opening notes. I just know that it smells brilliant. Okay, then the heart notes are going to be your ozonic marine notes. So ozonic marine notes, that's kind of sea-ish kind of theme. It's a bit general there, a little bit vague what exactly they mean, but I guess I don't have quite enough inside knowledge. Then the geranium, sage and rosemary. So they've got a bit of floral and herbal in the heart notes of this one. and that's just really nice. It's just a brilliant blend there with the bergamot, the oils. Okay, and then it's going to dry down to a base of the incense, the patchouli, and the cedar wood. So the woody, and then the patchouli and the incense combining. I think that's what really makes it. I think that's the crowning sort of thing with this one. Incense, you see, gives it that mild smokiness. So it's aromatic, it's smoky, it's a little bit citrusy. It's maritime. It's kind of like sort of the little bit beachy, the kind of sea-ish theme. You know, that's why they got this sort of black. I think they like the. I think one of the little trailer videos is the guy. He's kind of there, and the waves are splashing up against these black rocks, and you get that kind of exotic feel. It's got that bit of spice there. Okay, I think the idea with this one is that you can definitely. I suppose it's a bit like Boss. It's just insanely versatile. It's just really, really wearable. It's probably not as mild as some of the Boss fragrances. So it's something that you will be noticed with if you use it. You can, I sprayed it on, and it was there like the whole evening. Like I'd sprayed it in the afternoon, let's say, and then the whole evening it was still going fairly well. And then I got up in the morning, I could still smell it. It's like it lasted the whole night through, and that's what you want. You want to get your money's worth. You want the thing to last on you. You want people to be able to smell it. And this one does leave a kind of an aura around you. So a trail, if you like, a sort of a bubble of sweetness. Well, let's just say of fragrance. I mean, it's you wouldn't necessarily call it sweet if you had to describe it in one word. You'd say it's maybe a bit woody, a bit spicy, and a little bit fruity. Yeah, no, it just has that level of quality, sophistication. It just has it all. It's like they've just got the whole previous experience of one that just did so well for so long, and then they've added to that. And sometimes when you try and do that, it's just worse. I think I'm a tiny bit disappointed that the Boss Infinite wasn't exactly, let's just say, improved. I mean, some people would think it is, don't they, because they have different tastes. But for me, the previous version was still better. But this one, I've had a few sniffs of the previous version of this, and that is really good too. But this, I think, improved the scent overall, and I think you also have to go by statistics. What do people generally think? And I think the consensus amongst fragrance lovers, fragrance users, is that this is better than the old one, just by enough to say that it's better. It's a bit better. It's an improvement. So well done to Armani for this fragrance, for coming out with it. And sometimes you wonder whether it's just a money maker when they come out with a flanker, but with this one, I think, especially for someone who can pick up sort of fine differences. I mean, the only two sort of extra notes are incense and patchouli, but that just kind of makes it. It's just kind of like a cherry on the cake. It just kind of makes it that little bit better. So you can wear it almost whatever age you are. You probably don't need too much of it on you because it's noticeable. It's one that you can wear it in kind of summer or winter, I'd say. It probably suits summer a bit better, but it's also you could go partying with it, and you could also, if you're going to be like in a kind of a close-ish environment where, like let's say like an office, for example, you probably not want to have loads on, but it just shouts out this kind of sophistication, this manliness, this kind of maturity. It's just kind of I love it anyway, and I don't have many criticisms with it. I think the other bottle design was quite nice, the way it had the whitish glass, and it was also a little bit see-through. But I'm okay with the black and the silver as well. Then there's it's quite nice the way they have it in a 40ml version. That's quite interesting. I don't think there's too many out there that have that. As for criticisms, some people think it's a bit generic. I mean, it's a designer. I mean, it's supposed to be like all-rounder, like a people pleaser as well. So it's something that, it's also something that you could sort of make your own. You could kind of say, well, I like Armani, and this is the one in all of those fragrances that I like the most, and this is the one that's me, my signature scent. So you could probably do that with this one, and I think it's one that can kind of grow on you after you've been wearing it like a couple of days. Then you love it even more than you did when you first started using it. That's actually with other fragrances as well, if I'm fair about that. Okay, those are my thoughts. I think absolutely brilliant cologne, really well worth having. Just beautiful. It looks good. It's just, it performs very well, amazingly in fact, and just a lovely one to have. And especially if you're into Armani, this is one that you need to have. I think it just does a better job than a whole load of others that they have. So it's quite a gem amongst the Armani fragrances, in my opinion. So those are my thoughts. Pretty high praise, but a lot of work, a lot of experience, a lot of time, and I think it deserves well, attention. You know, it deserves something that you should check out and grab. And if you're a bit lost, you know, I can't find my scent yet, try this one for a week, and it grows on you. It's quite addictive. It's really nice. I think we've covered most of the info on that that I can get together. Yeah, I think if any of you have any other feedback, ideas, if any of you have been using this one, you can give any extra comments you may have, and just tell me whether I've been fair, if I've been too nice with it, if there's some things I've overlooked. But those would be my thoughts anyway on that one. Great joining you again for another video, and as always, ladies and gentlemen, march forward smelling good.